Is growing up and self-improvement a trap? The creative adult is the unforgotten child. From my perspective, the key is to live a life that is meaningful, and that is meaningful to you. And before you can do that, you need to define what meaning means to you. And what does it mean to live a life that is meaningful? There's no extrinsic meaning to life. There's no extrinsic purpose to life. So meaning must be intrinsic. It must be self-defined. Adults will, in good faith, impress upon young people that they have influence over terms of what it means to be good. And they'll impart upon them their expectations. At the very least, no matter what an adult says, their actions will reveal what their inner mind is as to what is most important, what is meaningful. When a person comes of age, they must take it upon themselves to determine which of those examples they want to keep and which of those examples and ideals they would like to let go of. Most people want to hold on to some lessons and let go of others. As a human, you are autonomous and self-sovereign. You have the ability to make your own decisions about what meaning means to you and how you want to live your life. Now, those closest or even complete strangers may not agree with how other people live. But as long as one is not harming others, and in most cases, as long as they're not harming themselves, then it's irrespective of what anyone else thinks. It's your right to live your life in pursuit of your definition of meaning. So, is growing up a trap? An indoctrinated form of growing up may very well be a trap. One might observe people in their 30s, 40s, or 50s who have been following a doctrine of being grown. And then that person, having come to a certain age, or to say, having an experience of a midlife crisis, begins to shuck off the lifestyles that others put upon them because it no longer fits. And they shuck off those prescriptions of the dogma, the doctrine, in order to discover their own definition of meaning. Most people in these situations will regret not letting go sooner. They will regret allowing themselves to be burdened by the ideals of another for so long. In our adolescence, we are so used to being told what to do, it's very comfortable in a sense to allow ourselves to be pushed. But once we are an adult, it is upon us to decide what we want and to no longer be pushed by others unwillingly. So a form of unexamined growing up is likely to trap an individual under the auspices of being good for society. So this unexamined life, in the name of continuing society as it is very much a trap. Now, self-improvement a trap? It's an interesting question. There are many types of self-improvement. The type of the hardcore influencer who's seeking points, karma, likes. This recursive form of self-improvement may very well be a trap. It depends on why one engages in the self-improvement practices that they do. Of course, it's nice to get better and certainly be freeing to improve oneself. So the determining factor is the why. It's in the why. Everything is in the why. Now, if one has a clear why, then they most likely have a clear understanding of why they wish to engage in that self-improvement behavior. And that, in almost all cases, would certainly not be a trap. However, if one is foggy on their definition of meaning, and again are allowing themselves to be pushed by some icon or some influencer, as we call them today, then some self-improvement practices, even if practiced with conviction, even if they are healthy, could be a trap. A trap of improving for the sake of improving, which could lead to a dysmorphia or a skewed perception of existence. And so this could be a form of toxic self-improvement. So one must ask themselves, am I engaging in this activity because of an intrinsic desire, or is it a form of pressure? Who do you want to be? What do you want out of your life? And what do you want from the world? And what do you want to give to the world? What will these wants require? What will be required of you? If you do not have the answers to these questions, then explore widely. Talk to the old. Examine the world you live in. Who and what would you like to emulate? Examine your life. Examine the options before you. And if you are creative enough, create your own options and build your own life. If you desire to live a life similar to the way that the majority live their life, that is a fine thing. You can spend a life similar to the way the majority spend a life. You can do the things that the majority does, and you can expect a near average return. If you want to be different, then you must do things that very few people do. This is the road less traveled. In some ways, this will be the more difficult journey. In others, it will be the only journey you could abide, because that would be the way that allows you, and it will be the only way that allows you to be true to yourself. And if you are wired in this way, then living a life that is true to your own self will be the only way that you can live with peace and satisfaction and meaning. So it is of utmost importance that you are true to your own self, and that you know your own self as well as you are able to, and that you honor who you are. You do not allow anyone to push you unwillingly, because you know who you are. It is you who you must lay down every night. And it is you who will be there to speak to yourself every morning. And you must be able to abide the conflicts and struggles and failings and victories of that person without losing yourself. So listen, let go, and then live. And live well.